Hi guys, it's Sonelias and welcome back to Hearts of Iron number 4. We're going to carry on playing here with, of course, no step back, and we're playing as Germany, so bear with me whilst I'm loading. And just that moment of loading just takes a little while, so I just have to, of course, ask for your patience there. But yeah, that's why I paused the recording for just that second as well. If I look at these results here, we basically can see clearly that we keep on destroying, of course, Japanese convoys. If I look at the supply situation here, well, let's have a quick look at the map in the meantime. So if we look at the actual factions, you can see the Confederated European States is basically the faction we're part of. That was originally founded by Austria-Hungary. We've been contributing into the conquest of Italy substantially, and we're still fighting over there, as you can see here. I'm going to actually put a bit of pressure on them here from the rear. We're going to try to basically take away the airport from them. At the same time, I'm also going to work here, of course, in the east. Now you do see I've got all the borders with Poland, at least the main Poland. There is two elements of Poland. There is this Poland here. You got your sanitation, however you pronounce that. So you basically got this Poland here, which of course is Poland itself. So we see this Poland itself is quite non-aligned and actually are part of the faction that we see here. Actually, are they part of a faction? No, they're at war with the various different parties. Interestingly enough, this one though we see is part of the alliance with the Americas, Philippines, as well as France. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that they're going to push these out, because then at least I will have a proper war goal that I can actually set against the rest of Poland. But yeah, the main fighting that we've been doing here is really in the east. And I'm going to try to keep that up for now. I'm going to reinforce the attack there. So we're going to try to create a proper distributed border there. And if I look at my production queue, I should already see, if I'm careful here, I should already see that these are really in there. Of course, all the bits of rail network that I'm currently working on here listed as well. So we're going to basically put that back at the front here. Now we do have two supply depots. We got this one here that is of course supplying the front line here. And we set that to actually leverage the elements that we could in terms of the trucks. And we do see that every time we basically conquer something over here, we actually are giving land back to Poland, which is of course not my intention, but yeah, it is such that this is of course proper Polish lands. So this particular province here, even though we're going to conquer it, we shouldn't have to give to Poland. We're basically trying to get as much of this to be forming a single front line here as we can. All right. Taking on more of the convoys here. Perfect. So another look here. So we basically got another one of these beauties that just came in. Okay. I should be able to at least put a bit more effort into there. Yeah, it looks like they've got 2 units there instead of now 1. In a few of the locations that we basically have been fighting for, they actually had just a single one. So that looks like one that we're about to win. And maybe, just maybe, I can actually leverage the fact that this was former Poland and actually keep on fighting for that particular location as well, with some of those elements still within there. Yeah, that's fine. It's not the best terrain to be fighting in, but I think what we're going to do here... Why is that one so far back? I do get to wonder sometimes. In total, how many units have we got within there? That one is relatively small, 9, and that's 15. But if for some reason we do occasionally get to see that it doesn't have all the units on the front, which is puzzling in itself, but okay, let's leave that as is for now. So if I look at the actual weaponry and so forth that we see in here, we do have imported equipment, as well as basically captured equipment in here. That looks to be, is that Russian or is that Polish? I'm not 100% sure on that. But again, we should see a bit of a mix of gear from different nations and so forth within there. In terms of our recruitment, I'm going to put a few more troops in the recruitment queue here. Now, in terms of equipment, I know that I don't have enough of any of that, so that's fine for now. As you might remember, I've actually upgraded the design of the tanks I'm actually working on. So I basically called it the HOI4 NSB, so Charlie. And in the meantime, of course, we've still got trucks as well that we're working on, but I think we really need to basically get some more of these factories up and running. So we currently, of course, are working on safeguarding the Baltics, which should, of course, help me guarantee our neighbors here. So if I look at them now, they'll probably say, yeah, you're not the best of neighbors, but we should see that that will change. And as you can see, unfortunately, they are rather on the communist side at the moment. We're going to try to push those communist elements out by means of that. Let's see what we can do here in Italy. Let's see if we can take Turin as well. If we can get our hands on Turin, that would be amazing. Yeah, as you can see, unfortunately, the units that we just pushed into there, they are not the best supplied. Well, actually, those are the French units that are fighting there. Our units are in a high morale, luckily, so that should work out nicely. So did the French get that province? It does look like it, doesn't it? Lithuania, okay, so our offer of guarantee has been accepted by all of them, which is great. So we do want to get some extra factories up and running, wasn't it? So do I have anyone here that basically gives me extra factories? Yeah, that would be this one here, wouldn't it? But then again, the Rijksautobahn would actually help, and even this one would help. Army innovation would be really useful to basically get, particularly in terms of the fact that it gives discounts on various different elements. Apologies, bear with me 1 second. Sorry about that. Heard some noise and then was just checking it out. Might have lost maybe 1 hour in the game. Well, not real hour, but I was going to say 1 hour of the in-game clock. But yeah, it turns out the cat was just playing with some things it shouldn't be playing with, but that does happen from time to time. Right, let's have a quick look again. So we're not going to carry on with all that as such. Right, so we're still fighting over here. And as you can see, we are taking the lead here properly now. You see, if I basically get this section here dealt with, that should free up for me some of the other elements. What do we got here? Naval mission efficiency, strategic bombing, and this is intercept detection chance. I'm going to go for the ground support boosting here. I think that's quite beneficial for us. And I'm still hoping to be able to work on alleviating some of the other bits that we got. Okay, let me now start basically saying that's done. I'm going to basically work on suppressing the resistance here. Unfortunately, we have resistance in the various different locations, and it's still on the up, it looks like. So what could I do potentially with the Netherlands? I could, of course, return that to the Kingdom of the Netherlands, which should, in that instance, reduce the actual pressures there. I think that might be a good one to do because, yeah, those resistances here are not working in our favor at the moment. So Kingdom of the Netherlands. Have we got a puppet at the moment? That's the Kingdom of the Netherlands? I do believe so. Is that the same one? I believe that is currently located here, Kingdom of the Netherlands, as you can see, with their capital being Paramaribo, is it? I think it is. So we're going to return that territory to them because, yeah, I see no sense in actually having to continuously deal with all the pressures there. Now this, of course, is a subject of mine. Which should say so, yeah. They're basically a puppet of mine. As you can see, Wilhelmina is their figurehead, etc., etc. But it basically means that I shouldn't have to have any more resistance from there. Let's have another look here. And that should hopefully have flurried up some of my troops as well. Not massive amounts, I think, but still, every little bit helps. Okay, so they are attacking us. Alright, let's adjust this line here slightly. Alright, cool. And again, we should see that we got some advantages here in terms of support. You see that? That's a nice one to see. So we're not currently decrypting anything. Let's work on the English cipher next. As you can see, unfortunately, that's going to take a wee while to decipher. Let's work on our encryption as well. It makes it harder for the enemy to see what it is that we are doing. You can see we are taking out English convoys, and that keeps on being what we are doing here. Lots of those convoys are being taken out. That I'm not quite sure what it is that they're doing, but I would say that it's most likely to do with other bits they are working on. So we are currently seeing we can push into some of these locations here. As you can see again, we basically got a nice location that we can push against. Let's keep an eye on what's going on here in France. Alright. Someone's mountainous division. It's the French that are basically pushing into there as well. So yeah, basically down here we're basically keeping 2 units located down there just to keep them on their toes as well. So these guys are there, these guys are there, these guys are there. Now this general, it looks like, is able to get another element in. Probing attacks, okay. It's student, it's fine. But this field marshal, I can actually allocate him, for example, the defensive doctrine, offensive doctrine, or aggressive assaulter. I think I'm going to assign him the defensive doctrine. I was thinking that only gives me maximum entrenchment boost. It doesn't give me a plus on defense. Unlocks Chief of Army role, Army Maneuver Specialist. Let's do the offense here. Yeah, I am reinforcing that just because it does require me to, of course, be able to deal with what's going on. Right, we completed the concentrated industry there. We're still in 1939. I kind of work on all these advanced versions of this. I'm increasing the game speed a little bit, because otherwise it's going to take a lifetime before we get anywhere. Yeah, the frontline maximum width is 84, and as you will see, we have got troops in here that are trying to do their utmost to fight them, but yeah, we are struggling somewhat in getting enough troops and so forth in. As you will see, we got the flow of elements coming through. So that's a significant amount of supplies that's going through, and that is actually putting a strain on that particular section, isn't it? Yeah, let's maximize that. Naval to Königsberg. And it looks like I'm no longer getting the benefit of having... Oh, actually, I've still got that benefit here. I thought I would lost it, but... Okay. Ah, it's because I'm also working on the encryption machine at the same time. Any losses here? No, we're all winning on those fronts, which is great to see. As you can see, that is on the down now, so that's great. Well, on the down, I'm saying it's going downwards in terms of where we stand on that. Okay, we're pushing back further here. And it looks like that same is actually happening in the other two locations as well. Detailed machine tools, so we should be able to go for a new design of bits and pieces here. So there's a light tank design there. We're going to go for this. No, we're not going to go for that one. Not now yet. I'm going to change this for something else. I'm going to go for the maintenance company. We do see we'll be finishing construction of 3 relatively quickly here. Construction speed as well as factory repair speed is boosted with that. I just want to try to take out that airfield here, because if I got that airfield in my hands, that makes my life far easier. Interesting that this is actually Polish territory, but these guys are not taking it back. It looks like they're being really, really selective in what they're doing here. So this entire province, as you can see, is officially Polish, but yeah, we're not getting all of it. The ABC Islands. No, thank you. Cool. Italy is finished now, it looks like, yes. Let me just tell you, we're not going to do that. We're going to take you back. And potentially what might be beneficial is if we split you off from the rest. Yes, we're going to still keep you underneath the general where you stood for now. Infantry expert, division attack. Maybe I should do that differently. These two need to be under a new general. Yes, you're going to keep you where you were. And you here are going to get a new general assigned. I'm going to look for one that's a specialist in terms of what we got here. A strategist. I was going to say a specialist in terms of infantry. I don't really have any, unless we're basically talking about the guys here. So have I got any of the lower level ones that are good at defense? Yeah, this one. Okay, so these 12. Let's take them out as quickly as we can. What do we got here? So these guys are on the defense. Let me allocate that to there. And these guys here. I'm going to place underneath that general here, so to speak. And then there is a section of border here that is not currently secured. So I'm going to basically put them onto that border there. Really, they only need 3. Cool. Again, I'm basically putting more pressure on them here as well. Yeah, we're trying to basically reduce the length of the front line, and we can do that, of course, by having more of these bits and pieces here. They've got a supply depot relatively close to where they are at the moment, so which is to their benefit. It doesn't really help if you basically got one tiny little stretch that is not as strong as the remainder that we basically got there, is it? We've got a couple of defeats here, unfortunately. Let's see if I can find them. That's the one that we lost. Okay, that's okay for now. This one they lost. And where's the other one that we lost? Here. Okay. So if I look at my imports here, I'm importing stuff from Iran. Let's reduce that. Hold on. Did I just say reduce it? I did. So we're bringing that down to zilch, which should basically give me a little bit more in terms of my factories here. Whoa. We got lots going on, as you can see. As you can see, we can also work with war bonds here, which basically helps me reduce my consumer good factories with another 5% for 180 days. But you should already see that we still are running at a very low level here. And that is until a certain date. There should be an expiry date here on that until the 7th of September. So until that date, it is not necessarily beneficial for me to do anything of this sort here. Okay, I'm going to work on basically reducing that pressure here as well.
Zeigt es ihnen!
98%, and that is, yeah, pretty much a win. These troops are moving to the front line there, as you can see. Again, like I said earlier, we're not currently engaged in fighting here. And that does keep a lot of their troops busy here, as you can see. It keeps them on that front line. Convoy raiding is being effective here. It's always nice to see that we're basically getting results with that. Yeah, they're trying to push back here, but yeah, we're not going to play ball in that game of theirs. I'm going to say, well, best of luck to you, but we are going to push back against you. Leningrad. I very much doubt that they'll be able to start the winter war. But let's just keep on seeing how it all develops. We could, of course, work on anti-democratic raids, but in reality, I want to basically get some more of these bits and pieces up and running. I want to be able to switch fully to the war economy, which I think I should be able to do. Right, we finished the construction element there. Should I work on this one or should I work on the other elements? I think I should first work on some of the other elements that we got here. As you can see, that does seem to help with some of the other bits that we've got. So it's the composition of the template of these at the moment. Yeah, we do have this one as well as the support artillery in there. So if I can actually work on the improved version of artillery, that would also be nice to see. None of these are completing really soon. Ooh, look at that, how quick that went. That was a really quick one. These are still on their strength somewhat.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Was that the encryption I worked on? I think it was. Commando training. Right, where's the other one? That one's here, and we did lose some convoys. Oops, no, I don't want that in there. Sorry, thank you. I just wanted to have a quick look at the diplomatic status of these guys. Yes, they are fighting with the other parties. As you can see, the other Poland. They are currently winning, of course, against the other Poland as such.
Zuhören!
I'm saying the other Poland as if they are such a different entity from the rest. But, yeah, 76% there. Percentage? Maybe it's not percentage. Oops.
Bereit zum Ausrücken! 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 Weiter! Weiter! Angetreten!
That was not as intended, but let's see what we can do to push them back there.
Bereit zum Ausrücken!
Canada seeks patriation. The British Empire grows weaker by the day. Okay. Kind of was to be expected. We did lose a level of intel here, it looks like. Construction speeds, is that the speed? Yeah, it is the speed. So does it give me a date? Yes, 18th of July.
Angetreten!
Okay.
Ihre Befehle? Ausrücken! Zuhören!
Yeah, there's two of them in there.
Ihre Befehle?
I just need to be mindful that not all this will actually work in our favor.
Achtung! Befehle!
Alright, we got one unit we're facing there. And again, I'm trying to basically create a more flattened front line, so to speak. Ah, it's a new bit that we're basically facing there. So Vilnius is part of this larger air section, and that's called Eastern Poland. I guess that's the old Poland. As we get further away, of course, from those front lines, that is making sense. If I can make my way all the way over there, that would be great. Currently, of course, we got supply depots in a couple of different locations, which for the moment being works out okay. Have I got enough divisions assigned to that Prussian-Polish front? I think so.
Bereit!
Right. It's one defeat and one victory. So that's the victory, and the other one is the defeat. guess that's because of supplies. I'm not sure. So why are we transferring supplies that way? Is that into Kiel? I guess that's the shortest way of actually getting supplies there. It looks, to be honest, it looks like we basically are somewhat short of supplies in some of these locations. That's really internal. As you can see, we got troops located down here now, but yeah, I think for now that's okay.
Bereit zum Ausrücken.
That's that section here. All those troops have been bloodied before, so that's okay.
Bereit. Bereit.
Let's call this the Southeastern German Theater. Okay. Oh, relatively okay over here for now.
Bereit zum Ausrücken. Unter Beschuss. Los, ausrücken.
Okay, let's not put pressure on there unnecessarily. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? We can basically see that there is, of course, that little section here where the various different rivers come together. There's Kiev, of course, the present-day capital of the Ukraine. Right, we've recaptured this province here, which is, of course, nice to see. There's an airfield here. Let's put pressure onto there. Yeah, as you can see, we're putting enough troops into there that we can actually push them back. Looks like we're starting to lose a fair few more. Convoys, which is not the intention. But it does seem to happen, which is a bit of a pity. Okay, let's take this and actually call that number 4. And you are also going to engage in convoy raiding. No, thank you. Yes, please. Hold on, it says we got a defeat here. Really? Where? Where's that defeat? Down here. I'm not sure. Where is the defeat that we just saw listed there? Oh, well, I don't see it, but that's okay for now.
Los, ausrücken. Angetreten.
91. That should work out nicely. If I can basically push it all the way back to that river there, and yeah, I know there's no river here, but if we can still leverage what we got there, that'd be great. And if I can get my hands on that supply depot, that makes my supply situation far, far better to work with. That should be a really quick one to do. As you can see, that's like 1 day and then it's repaired, so to speak. How many more of these things have we got in terms of factories? Have we got any factories that are damaged in a similar fashion? It seems to be mostly infrastructure and trains and so forth. Should all be relatively quick to fix. That's the 11th. Yeah, as you can see, they're all fixed now. Okay, what are we going to do here next? So this is basically giving me extra stability. This gives me extra construction. Is there anything I can do here to basically help with basically reducing the losses I'm suffering? Daily support for unaligned is going to be boosted with that. That's production efficiency cap will be boosted with that. So no, I don't think I'm going to do any of those. What we can of course do here is the regrouping. Guderian. Now this one should be selectable as well now. I'm just going to have to hold off until we basically hit the 200 point mark there, which we can of course make our way to. And that's the French that lost things there. It wasn't really us, so to speak. Ah, nice. So this... I don't need that same general anymore, do I?
Ihre Befehle?
Let's put those troops onto that line as well. Gives us a chance of actually alleviating some of the pressures there on the front. So there's nothing here left in the south. That's all been taken care of. This is all our territory now, as you can see, so to speak. Who's occupying this? Is it being occupied by anyone or not?
Ihre Befehle?
I know that's going to be taken over by the Polish, but that should still help alleviate some of the pressures here.
Ihre Befehle?
Not enough intel is what it says. Interesting. A Piawi stock. Ah, interesting. I do need to fix that. I'm pretty sure I saw that. Repairing those shouldn't be too much of an issue. 15, so that'll be done by tomorrow. I was wondering, well, why have I got such a low level of operation efficiency and so forth over here? But yeah, the fact that there is no air force supporting us doesn't really help. Let's have a look at our imports. We should of course see that in terms of oil. We're not getting everything in there that we basically had gotten in originally. Okay, maybe I do need one from there still. It's going down, but at a far, far lower rate than before. Army innovation, nice. That should allow us to basically research the medium tank design far, far better. I can of course work on the Rijksautobahn here, which allows me then to do other bits, but doing the rubber here would be quite beneficial, I think. Are we importing rubber? Yeah, we are importing rubber from Brazil. Where else could I get rubber from? From France. Let's set that to coming. Oh, actually, Belgium. Let's do that from Belgium. That means, of course, I don't have to go over any sea lanes, so to speak, which is, of course, going to be a nice bit of alleviation of the front lines, so to speak. Again, I keep on saying so to speak, don't I? Right, cool. So reduction in cost. Kampfgruppe. All infantry and mechanized. Recovery rates boosted. Organization is boosted. Enable tactics. Overwhelming fire. Planning speed is boosted. So guys, great to see. Just 1 second. I'm going to pause the game for a second and I've got a call to take. Apologies about that. You might have seen a slight shift on the screen here. So what we basically got here, we got a new doctrine availability here. That is, in this instance, for the land. Did that research just now. Sorry, is it coming up or not? Here, let's go there. Oh, it's already doing something, it looks like. But yeah, we basically have chosen here the Kampfgruppe. And now I've got a choice between these two. And I'm a little bit in doubt. Which of the two should I go for? And yeah, I think I'm going to leave it as is for just now. Yeah, so that it's something that we can, of course, consider whenever it comes around. But for now, let's leave that. How much is this going to cost? 50. So we need to wait a little bit more for that to come around. Let's have a look here. We got some defeats. We got some wins. Okay. This is... Ooh. Oh. That's the... Ah. Okay. That's the Philippines. Philippines. Okay. So we're waiting for this to get up to 200. Oh gosh. Let's repair all of these as quickly as we can. That shouldn't take too long in reality. 31st. Wow. Forget about that one for now. Let's focus on what we really need here initially. That one will complete before the other one, the 8th of August. Really? Wow. Yeah, I think I'm going to put those towards the bottom, really. I'd really like to get these factories up and running as quickly as I can. Yes, of course, I do want to get my radar up and running as well as quickly as we can, but let's keep them in that queue as they are for now. Westfalen. Hessen. Oh yes, I did observe another thing here. We need to basically adjust this front line slightly for these. Just one extra province. Should be a slight adjustment only, in terms of the spread of our forces, so to speak. 93. I'm going to just keep this one off of the books, I was going to say. Perfect. Because I do want to keep some level of defense there in case there is a bit of an attack from a different angle. Once again, push into there as well. 92. .47 is where it stands at the moment. Oh yes, I do need to choose one here, don't I? How much have I built up? I've got built up a little bit, but not massively. So West Wall is basically Württemberg and Museland. Okay, I don't want to do that at the moment. I can of course go for air innovation, which gets me additional air bases there. I don't want to do that yet. I do want to get my rocketry up and running. And this gives nice boosters on there. But I think the dockyards is a useful one to get. But at the same time, actually doing the communist expulsion is quite good to get. So if I look on here, political power gain is good. But if I can basically boost this by getting more of the country in there, that's great. So if I basically decide to go for this one, that would be a good one. Support the Finns. So they get additional factory output, okay. Yes, we can get additional infrastructure construction speed and civilian factories construction speed. I need all of these, so I need this one as well, it looks like. Yeah, let's do this one then. That's 35 days only. I thought it was a longer one, but yeah. If it's 35 days, it's not a big problem, so to speak. Okay. Yeah, these are getting a substantial amount of reinforcement capacity there. Perfect. Again, I'm going to keep one in reserve.
Bereit zum Ausrücken. Achtung!
87, so yeah, that is pretty okay for now. I'm just putting some extra troops on the front there to at least give them a bit of a semblance of extra support, so to speak. Land doctrine I'm not that interested in at the moment. Let's keep this all going. What's the infrastructure level like here? It's not too bad. It is. Does it look? Yeah, it's damaged, as you can see, which is not ideal. And it is something we're working on here, as you can see. So perfect. So that will be fixed by the 29th in a couple of days. Almost there. I suspect the Polish will take that, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Yeah, there you see the Polish are moving their troops here. I did say that that's a likely outcome.
Zum Ausrücken. Bereit.
Okay, what are we going to see here when we basically do that? 75. Okay, so they got one of those units that has retreated into there. That's actually supporting it there. Why are we moving it there? I'm not quite sure. And a bit of puzzling, so to speak, so to say. Okay.
zum Ausrücken.
82 it says. Okay, that's fine for now. 90. Philippines is capitulated. It's captured by the British Empire. So if I look over here, the Philippines was taken, which is there. We still, of course, still got the German East Indies, which used to be the Dutch East Indies, which are now the German East Indies, which is fine. No fighting going on down here, which is good, I would say. Let's take this one and assign it to there. And let's have a lot of look here. Do I actually have any spare units here as well?
Befehle.
I can probably take this one and send it there as well. Yes, just send it to the front. That's fine. As you can see, they are attacking us. Ooh, and we're basically able to push them back there, which is nice to see.
Bereit zum Ausrücken. Zuhören. Befehle.
Those are the retreating units. So we're kind of basically creating that front line here with the river now. Flush with the river.
Zuhören.
86, nice. We have exiled units, yes, I am aware of that. And they are, of course, pulling back already.
Befehle.
So we got Panzer II's Ausführung A, C, and we basically got the light tank design that they had, which is fine. Captured Soviet weaponry there. Always good to see that kind of thing happening.
Weiter, weiter.
Okay, so I cancelled their land lease.
Achtung. Angetreten. Angetreten. Befehle.
Okay, so there are a couple of units there engaging already.
Achtung. Ausrücken.
87. Let's push them back even further. There's that supply depot that we want to get our hands on.
Ihre Befehle. Achtung.
83 there as well. So as you can see, we got a nice bit of front line here forming already. No, we don't want you to help us here, but thank you very much. All right, let's make sure we repair that one as well. I do want to build extra factories here. So we got Brandenburg already, where we basically are building extra factories. Let's have a look at basically doing some extra military factories. Now I do want to do that in locations where I've got high infrastructure, like Hessen and so forth as well. Rhineland, Württemberg, Oberbayern, Franken. But of course also need, yes, I need extra civilian factories as well to be able to support that. So you can see we're working our way through all of this at the moment already. Extra factories are coming online relatively quickly. battle results here. Yeah, we didn't lose anything, but it still looks like we might have actually done so because of the way it is displayed there, but that's okay.
Los, ausrücken. Ziel anvisiert. Bereit zum Ausrücken. Angetreten.
Let's reinforce that attack.
Angetreten. Angetreten. Bereit. Ihre Befehle.
Okay. It's moving some of our troops around to make a lot of these attacks possible. A new and better Germany. Infrastructure and civilian factory construction speeds are boosted with that. Moseland, is that Moseland or Moseland? I'm not sure how to pronounce that exactly, but yeah. I guess people will be able to correct me in case I mispronounce that. So is that a supply depot? Yes, it is. Lovely.
Bereit. Ausrücken. Befehle.
Let's put it in from as many angles as possible there. Well, put it in. That sounds a bit dodgy, maybe. Not my intention. Apologies.
Zuhören.
Pretty sure that that is that other supply depot that we were talking about earlier. Yes, you have to cross the river, and that's losing you a lot of your attack power. 80.6. Yeah, we got pretty good positioning of all of this that we basically have now got in place.
Bereit zum Ausrücken. Wieder zurück.
Let's try to push these back here as much as we can.
Bereit. Bereit. Zuhören.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a lengthy episode than I'd expected, but that's okay for now, I think.
Ihre Befehle. Ausrücken. Ausrücken. Zuhören. Bereit. Ausrücken.
Alright, that's coming in from multiple different angles. Can I relocate any of these? Do we not own that particular airport? Novi Gradec? Yes, we do. But they're both, yeah, pretty much down to really poor level of support and so forth. I want to be able to get our other general in place.
Angetreten.
And I don't think we're that far off from being able to do so.
Ausrücken. Ausrücken. Zuhören. Befehle. Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Yeah, we are being attacked and we are counter-attacking them there. That's all fine for now. A new and better Germany. Bulwark against Bolsheviks. Factory output will be boosted. Dockyard output is boosted.
Ihre Befehle. Befehle. Angetreten. Bereit zum Ausrücken.
Yeah, we do need to get some troops there.
Bereit.
Activate, invest in Turkish state buildings. Activate, invest in Turkish light industry. Cool. We should now be able to get. Was it Hans Guderian that we basically wanted to get in place? Or was it Rommel here? I think it's Rommel that we wanted to get in place here. There we go. Rommel, you are now supporting us here nicely. In terms of research, let's get this one research bit finished and then we actually will be calling it a day. So like I said, slightly longer than the previous episodes, but well justifiable.
Ihre Befehle.
Okay, so we got the river to basically be our backbone now. Alright, let's have a look. So we basically got this one here. Hold on. No. Right, we want to go for, in terms of the armor, this medium one. And as you can see, that's got a nice booster on there that reduces the research time. So guys, let's just do the final bit here. We want to do a conversion of our weapons. We got enough weapons in place now, as you can see. And we're losing efficiency, which is a bit of a pity. And we're regaining that at a reasonable rate. But it's going to be a fair while before our full conversion has actually taken place here. We do, of course, want to prioritize this as well. I think our fighters are no longer such a big issue in terms of losses that we had before. But guys, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, take care. Yeah, we're basically getting a... So why is that called the Senatorist Republic of Poland? Oh, that's interesting. That is mighty interesting. I thought I would have been called Germany, but okay, maybe it's not. Anyways, like I said, guys, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, take care. Bye-bye.